Okay, today we're going to talk about the problem on iPhone 7 audio IC and iPhone 7 Plus audio IC and the error 4013, the 4013 that a lot of people have that has uh, when you are trying to power up your phone, it just will do a boot loop. This is the main chip that causes that problem, boot looping. Right here, this called the audio IC. You can buy this one for about $6, 7, maybe $5. So this audio IC, we need to replace it or do a reball. A lot of the times I don't like to do reballs because that we never know what happened to that audio IC. And then we do a bridge to that tiny little resistor over there. So if we do a bridge to this, we do a jumper from here to the main board over there. And I'm going to show you another board that I have over here. This one over here, I use it to, this is a donor board. When you have an audio IC problem, this pad over here is called the C12 pad. So if because that pad is sometimes loose or it's not doing a proper contact, but also you're going to have sometimes a problem of not just the audio IC, you're going to have a problem of the error 4013, which is this one over here. Let's see. Okay, so you can see this error 4013. This one is a microchip made by Qualcomm, but we also have another microchip for another model of phone that is made for from Intel. So Qualcomm provides this chip, but it's maybe a pad that is loose underneath that microchip. So we just replace that microchip and that will take care of that problem error 4013. So in that, when you try to update through iTunes, you're not going to be able to do it because you have a problem with that microchip. There is a lot of services out there that are fixing that error 4013. iPad Rehab is doing that service for how much? Well, $200. I believe, I don't know how much Louis Rossman does, but I know there's TLC, someone, Jason. I don't know how much he charged, but they all often charge between $135 and $200. So we charge $135 to replace that microchip, and we charge $85 to replace audio IC with the C jumper, and this one will fix the problem. And it's very simple. So we're gonna remove that audio IC on this donor board that I have over here, and let's see. And if you already remove microchips on other devices, you already know this microchip here is on iPhone 7. The type of solder they use is very strong solder. So it's, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to remove that one over there. And I'm going to use a temperature of 420, and it's still going to take some time. 420 and airflow of 50 because I have a bigger nozzle. And we're going to add. And I'm going to explain you where is the problem, okay? So I want you to be aware of what's causing the problem on this iPhone. So we're going to add flux once it's hot. And whatever, when you add flux in it, that's going to create very stinky. Can you turn my fan on? It's going to get very stinky because. So this is a very easy job, okay? If you haven't done it, it's going to be a little bit complicated. But if you've done it before, this one is a very easy. So I have a big nozzle here, and I'm blowing hot air So you guys see is I'm using a right now. I'm gonna use the other lens on this microscope because I want you to be aware of which parts I'm talking about. If you remove one of those parts, like I borrowed this part, the one over here, to use in another phone, and I may be gonna need this one for somebody else's phones because sometimes they blow up as well, and that's gonna cause no audio as well. So So if you notice, I removed that chip just like that, and now I'm going to show you with that microchip over here. Some people revolve this microchip, and I'm going to show you why I don't do it. Okay, so we're going to need that will take care of the audio IC, and we have another microchip over here that will take care. This one is a Intel because Qualcomm. I have a Qualcomm somewhere over here. I'm pretty sure it's this one here. Let me see. Yep, this one is a Qualcomm IC. This one is for, I remove a lot of audio IC, sometimes 3 a day. So from people who send it from all over the country, because this is a big problem that Apple has with a defective iPhone 7. Apple is because they are the manufacturer. It's not because Qualcomm is doing the problem. It's Apple. They not designing a very good device. Apple is becoming like the Ford of the 80s, fix or repair daily. So Qualcomm, Intel. So Qualcomm is a bigger microchip, Intel is a smaller microchip. So that's the difference, but it's the same, and it fixes the same problem. This power control management RF, PMI, BBPM baseband. So if we remove that one, I'm going to change the lens on my microscope because I want to show you. Sorry guys. So we're going to change the lens on the microscope because I want to show you, I want to take a look at it, what I'm going to be looking at. We're going to maximize the view of this. Let's see, I think it's this way. Okay. All right. So that's where the other microchip, so the audio microchip. And we have a needle right here. I'm going to remove these cutters. The reason why I put the cutters is because I don't, those are my heat shields. They are, okay, there it is. So we need to create a jumper from here. You can see this pad over here, from here to here. So once you get it hot, and all you have to do is, let's see, can you see it? Yes, you can see it. Okay, let's see, sorry. Because the image is so big, so once you start moving very little, so you remove that. We apply flux, and we remove all this old solder, and we're gonna replace it with new solder. Some of these balls, you can see they are coming off. They have no use in the device other than they just holding it together, but apparently it's not doing a very good job. I believe it's the type of solder that Apple start using, their manufacturers start using to make a better, a stronger joint, but they have like too many cold joints, cold solder joints, that is causing this problem. So, oh, and yes, if you can see, when I was removing all this one is useless, but this one is the main problem. And you see, only by removing them, this is so weak that it came off instantly. You see, there is nothing there. So that is a perfect sample that I want to give you. So now what we have to do is create a jumper, which is very simple to do a jumper on this device here. So we're going to create a jumper from that resistor to get everything back rolling again, okay? So okay. Huh. Okay, so we're gonna create a jumper. Sorry guys, there is some loud place over here. So we're gonna create a tiny little jumper over here. That way we can get something is. I think my microscope is here. It has something. Okay, so this is the main resistor here in the middle that we have to have and create that jumper right here. The reason why I put it from here is because I want to have a good connection. Okay, something guys. I got. Oh, sorry, I was looking for the right tweezers. Okay, the reason why I do it like this is because if I do it like this, I have a stability on my joint over here. Okay, and this. Okay, so we have a very good, strong, and we're gonna cut it. We're gonna grab a little knife, a very small. Sorry guys, I'm gonna move here. I'm sorry if it's gonna look blurry and that. Okay, so you see here, I'm going to do a tiny little. This you can feel that. You know the reason why this one came off is because this manufacturers didn't apply the temperature or the right. And this one is causing a lot of problems to people. They are losing data. Some people they don't know they can fix it. Some people they are losing data. They are losing a lot of contacts, information. That a device is everything. And sad thing that Apple has too much power. I mean, Apple is becoming one of the most powerful companies, and I believe it's one of the richest company in the nation. That is, they are they manipulate the system. They create legislations. They have the power. They say what's going to happen. Nobody else but them. So now I was talking with a firm of lawyers in Seattle, and we are trying to come out with a good idea. And I mean, you need money to as well to do it. How we can sue Apple and make them accountable for what they manufacture. I understand that it's small, but still, if they have the money to make it small, they have to make it good as well. Every one of them, because this one came off. I understand this one came off because they have nothing attaching to it. But this one came off just by applying heat on it and removing everything. That is not fair because that is money coming out of your wallet, and every customer, every person, every consumer who has these devices are losing a lot of information. So you guys want to repair your phone, you can send it to me. I will be happy to help you. And that's it. Now we have a jumper from this side to this other side. And okay, let me. Okay, let me add more solder on this side. So if we have a one jumper from here to here, So if you guys have a device that is not powering on, there is a lot of companies out there, very good companies, like Jessa Jones has a, I believe Jessa Jones has a big team of people who do this, and she's very knowledgeable. I mean, like, the team that she uses, very good people. So we buy parts from them as well, because they are taking the chance of buying them from China. And that's it. So after that, we're just going to, okay, after that, we're just going to add a, we add a chemical that is going to help, it's like to have that everything in place. Oh, I'm going to remove this one out of here. So I'm going to cut it to here. Okay. So, and most of the time I don't even add the chemical. I just put it just like that. But at this time I'm going to. You see? Now this, my cable here, which I don't see. Oh, here it is. Sorry guys, I'm 45 years old, so I believe I'm one of the oldest people in this room fixing phones. So, oh, here it is. So, but there is no excuses for the age of not doing it. So, now, since we have this one doing fully contact, so now we have the, we're gonna clean it, that way you guys can take a better look at it. Most of the time I never, I do, sometimes I do up to 4 jumps over here. When I notice that the pads are kind of loose, wiggling, so I go ahead and make sure I do the jumpers. One day I did a jumper to a place that it wasn't working. The phone wasn't working. I removed it and it wasn't working, and I did a jumper to something that hurt. It was these two over here. They was like moving around. So we create a tiny little thing underneath those pads, and I did the jumper. So right now, as you see, here's my cable, my jumper, my wire, and sometimes this one is loose. Sometimes you can touch it and you can feel it is loose. Sometimes this one is loose, but or this one even, or that one here. So we have to check and test if they not moving around. So, and then that's it. We just apply flux, and we apply a little tiny little chemical over here that's help like glue to stay on, and that's it. So guys, if you have a problem with a iPhone 7, no audio, that's the one we're gonna need to fix that problem. And if you have a problem with a iPhone 7, and that's my wire, the one I use. I don't buy wires expensive. And also I have something else people don't know, and I'm not gonna say, so that I use as well. So this one here is the Intel that will fix searching issues, or the Arrow 4013. So if you guys want to, you have a problem, you want to get it fixed, you can always send it to us, and we will be happy to help you. And this is our donor board that I use a lot of parts from this phone. Got quite a few of them. I have another one that's, this one is a donor board we're going to use for, this part here is going to be removed. So thank you guys. I hope you have a beautiful day. Life is only once. Enjoy. So thank you. And we're going to end up this video.